Hi, I'm Dr. Symeon Rodger. Welcome to the channel. So if you're new here, this channel is all about exploring the extraordinary power of human energy, how to cultivate it, expand it, use it to transform every dimension of your life. So if you've ever felt stressed, burned out, or disconnected from your body, if you've ever wondered whether there is more to human potential than just thinking positively or exercising harder, then you're definitely in the right place. So let's start with the basics. The word Qigong literally means energy work. It's a vast field of exploration that stretches back centuries, even millennia, of experimentation with how the human energy system functions. Most of what we now call Qigong stems from the Taoist longevity tradition, a 5,000-year-old path devoted to optimal health, strong immunity, and an astonishingly long lifespan. The Taoists weren't philosophers, they were empiricists, scientists. They tested what worked. They tested what worked and found that when you align your body, your breath, and your mind correctly, you unlock forces of healing and vitality that the modern world is only beginning to explain now. Now, that alone is probably reason enough to pay attention to this video. I'm sure that's the case. Now, as Westerners, we tend to live in our heads. We identify our self with our brain, our thoughts, our emotions. The body becomes a little more than a transportation system for the brain. Now, unfortunately, this approach overstimulates the human nervous system and drives energy upward into the head, the chest, the shoulders, where it stagnates. And that's why so many people today feel tired and wired at the same time. So Qigong teaches you to sense and work with other energy centers in your body, and you begin to bring that energy back down, anchoring it in the center of gravity. Energetic gravity in your body, or what the Chinese call the lower dantian. Now, as you do this, your whole experience of life begins to change. Stress melts. But that's just a wonderful side effect, only a side effect. You start to feel whole again, integrated, grounded, at peace, like a single solid whole. Now, before I forget, if you're getting some value from this video so far, please do give it a like and hit the subscribe button. It really does help us reach more people with this kind of message. And feel free to share it as well. Now, we've all heard the phrase, just surrender and trust life. The idea that if you somehow just let go, everything will magically sort itself out. That's great, but how actually do you do that? When people hear this, what they try to do is they try to surrender with their minds intellectually, which never works. Whereas Qigong gives you a direct physical pathway. It teaches you how to relax into life rather than fight it. Through movement and breath, you learn to release tension layer by layer until the body itself becomes a vehicle of trust. Then something remarkable happens. You discover in your own experience that the universe actually does have your back. You don't have to hope it's true. You can feel it in every cell, and that's a huge difference. You no longer just believe it intellectually, you've tasted it with your whole being. And that realization changes everything. Now, almost all exercise systems help your immune system, okay? Almost any exercise you'll get that's been proven scientifically will definitely help. But Qigong takes this several levels deeper. Its gentle spiraling movements massage your tissues, massage your internal organs, open and close your joints, improving the circulation of every fluid in your body, so blood, lymph, cerebrospinal fluid, synovial fluid, and more. Now remember, you're roughly 60% water by weight. So the freer that these fluids move, the faster nutrients reach your tissues, and the quicker toxins are flushed out. You're literally cleaning and nourishing yourself from the inside out. These same movements strengthen your nerve fibers, they strengthen your energy channels, they strengthen the blood vessels that support your life force. So this is true preventative medicine, and it feels incredible just doing it. Qigong also makes you resilient in a very practical, very physical sense. By building an incredibly strong lower body, it dramatically reduces your risk of falling, which is a huge issue as we age. In fact, 1/4 of seniors who fracture a hip in a fall will die within 6 months. That's a little frightening. Now, Qigong can also fortify you against impacts of all kinds, whether those are indeed falls, bumps, hits of any kind, accidents, car accidents, because your energy is no longer brittle. It's elastic. Now, I discovered this personally in my martial arts training. The body, when properly aligned and filled with qi, becomes really a shock absorber, not a victim. It's incredible what the body can absorb without any damage, as long as you know how to do that. By the way, if you'd like to start learning the real foundations of Qigong, you can download a free copy of my illustrated guide, Rock Solid Tranquility. It's an 84-page full-color manual packed with exercises and insights you won't find anywhere else. You'll find a link in the description below. Now, strength isn't just for athletes. Okay, strength is one of the biggest predictors of longevity. People who maintain their physical strength as they age live longer, period. Qigong builds deep, functional strength without weights or special equipment. And if you do happen to use weights or special equipment, Qigong can multiply your results by teaching you how to move energy through your body as you move your muscles. The bottom line is this: the same factor that makes someone powerful in martial arts, strong, stable, and rooted, is what makes you powerful and effective in life. Now, there's a big misconception that the heart of martial arts training is about learning punches, kicks, throws, and other techniques. In fact, it's actually about becoming resistant to impacts and becoming physically strong and impervious. That is true and traditional martial arts training in the ancient world. Techniques are just the gravy, even though it's what people teach all the time in the West, and they forget about the foundation, the solid foundation. So physical strength is that solid foundation you need. Now, let's be honest, our modern mechanistic way of living doesn't work. We know this. We lurch from one crisis to another, personally, politically, economically, environmentally, trying to assert control that always seems to slip away. And there's a reason we're stuck on this ridiculous hamster wheel. We have been trained to see the universe around us as something outside of us, something mechanical, something indifferent, and maybe even hostile. The Taoist masters of old offer a uniquely different view. They called it integrating with the Tao. Instead of trying to resist and control life, which we erroneously think of as threatening, we merge with it. Now, the Tao, to be clear, is not a belief system. It's not some far-off God. It's simply the way things really are. When you align yourself with that reality through your breath, your posture, your awareness, life begins to flow again. This is not philosophy. It's something you experience in your own body and your own mind through Qigong practice. Now, people sometimes ask, and it's an amusing question for practitioners, is Qi real? This mysterious energy the Chinese call Qi and the Japanese call Ki and the Indians call Prana, is it real? As I said, to a practitioner, the question sounds a bit like, is heat real? Because you feel it directly. Try this simple 30-second experiment with me. Rub your palms together, just gently, separate them a few inches, and now you can move them slightly closer and farther apart, or move a finger over them without touching, and you'll feel a certain magnetic pull or warmth. That is actually Qi. That is a manifestation of your life force. And there are lots of other easy, gimmicky ways like this where you can feel Qi. Qi is all around us. It's just that you have been taught not to notice these sensations. That's what your culture has taught you, and that's what we're going to open up for you. It's a whole new life feeling. Now, there's a lot of talk today, of course, about manifestation, about using your mind to create a better reality. And yeah, it's real. Both experience and modern science supports this. But here's the catch. If your energy is trapped in your head, you're still enslaved to the world with your senses. In other words, you've been trained in a Newtonian worldview. The idea that the outside world is solid, mechanistic, separate from you, and that survival depends on constant mental effort to stay one step ahead of this impersonal outside world that is quite likely to squash you. Now, we inherit that worldview from birth, and it keeps us trapped in stress and struggle. Qigong cuts right to the root of that tree. It teaches you to feel the deeper truth, that consciousness and energy are primary, and matter follows them. Once you experience that in your body, you effortlessly see through the things of the world, to quote a Taoist text, and you're free from the illusion of your 3D circumstances. And that, of course, is the crux of being able to manifest, of being able to build a better life, believing in it before you see it. So say goodbye to perhaps the number one mental, emotional, and spiritual problem of modern humanity, the cursed Newtonian worldview. You are finally free. Now, it can't have escaped your attention, of course, that most of our struggles in life trace back to early conditioning, beliefs formed long before we were old enough to question them. Qigong's standing, moving, and sitting meditations gently dissolve that conditioning. You reconnect with deeper levels of your being. Your emotions settle, your thoughts quiet, and something new emerges, not just a sense of peace and clarity, but a genuine encounter with your higher self, with who you truly are. This is not self-improvement, this is self-realization, a whole new level. Now, that's what the Ocean of Energy Masterclass is all about, and we're going to be having a webinar on that in the near future, so you'll be contacted about that. Now, in that, we explore the foundations of posture, breathing, and movement in a way that reconnects you with your body's true power source, the hara, or the lower dantian. You'll learn the standing practice known as standing like a tree. You'll discover the magic of silk reeling movements that continually massage your internal organs. And you'll uncover what I call the 9 principal secrets that turn movement into internal power. We even cover how to integrate these principles seamlessly into your daily routine so that you get the energetic benefit of hours of internal training every day without spending any extra time out of your schedule. This is Qigong for real life. It's practical, it's powerful, it's transformative, it's an actual way of life. It's not one more thing to put on your schedule. So why would you practice Qigong or Tai Chi or any of these Chinese energy exercises? Because they're not just exercise systems. They're technology for awakening body, mind, and spirit. They rebuild your health, restore your balance, expand your energy, and reconnect you with the intelligence that created you. Now, if this resonates with you, go down below and download a free copy of Rock Solid Tranquility and join the thousands of people who are rediscovering what it means to be truly alive. And if you'd like to go deeper, we'll be talking about the Ocean of Energy Masterclass in a little while. That's not for today's video. But please subscribe to the channel, share it with someone who needs it, and I'll see you in the next one. That's it for now. I'm Dr. Symeon Rodger. We'll see you soon.